Welcome to POS 571, Study Session 3, The State as Apparatus. Introduction. In the last study session, we discussed the state as a form. In this study session, however, we will be analyzing the state as a function or apparatus. Our analysis would also be explained under the society-centered and state-centered theories of the state as a function. Learning outcomes. After you have studied this study session, you should be able to 1. Discuss the state-centered theory of state as a function or apparatus. 2. Analyze the society-centered theory of state as a function or apparatus. Theory of the state as a function or apparatus. 1. Legitimating the social structure. 2. Provision of mechanisms for production, distribution, and exchange. 3. Protection of property and other rights. 4. Maintenance of internal cohesion and external defense. 5. Assistance in the social reproduction of the individuals and families. This theory essentially attempts to define the state with reference to its role as an apparatus or instrument, and it goes further by delineating its function. Such activities with which the state can be identified within this approach include the following: society-centered approach of state as a function or apparatus. 1. Under the logic of industrialist argument, the state is perceived as arising out of the desire for a collective mechanism for the maintenance of the society. The functions that the state performs, therefore, are seen as deriving from shared belief in the society. In other words, it is argued within this framework that the nature of the function of the state, as well as the role of the state as an instrument, have changed over the years through the changes in economic and political coloration of the society. 2. Guarantor of social intercourse argue that the state exists to guarantee social intercourse, performing those functions which allow gross inadequacies and decisive automatic tendencies in the society. For this argument, therefore, the state is essentially a humanitarian state informed by the drive for altruism, political egalitarianism, and the search for utopian society. 3. The pluralist competition of the function of the state perceives the state as the major instrument for bringing together interest groups and other groups contending for economic and political provision. In general, these liberal visions of the society-centered approach to the function of the state see the state as arising from the changes in the society, and also go on to cast the state in an ethical position as an instrument for progress and continued existence of human society. Marx's position of state as a function or apparatus. The Marxist notion generally portrays the picture of the state by stating that a state is basically an apparatus for creating and superintending the conditions for capital accumulation and for diffusion class conflicts. For this reason, the state acts to increase the profitability of the capitalist by socializing the private cost to maintain the healthy and skilled labor force as well as productive economic system. At the same time, the state also contributes to the legitimization of the capitalist system by ensuring that the conflict between the capitalist and labor is shifted to the terrain of the state, where of course the capitalist maintains its hegemony. From Marx's perspective on the state as a function, the central question relates to the degree of control which the capitalist class exercises over the state. On this function, instrumentalist Marxist argues that the state couldn't serve as an instrument for human needs because that would inevitably and ultimately contradict the overall aim of capital accumulation, which is social control. That means that the structuralists viewed the function of the state as arising out of the labor versus capitalist conflict. The state is then seen as the terrain of playing out this conflict. State-centered approach of state as a function or apparatus. State-centered theory of function and apparatus tends to focus on the state as an independent entity capable of transforming the society. For this theory, this perspective derives from bureaucratic hegemony, the inherent inertia of large-scale organization, as well as the particular form of government in which the political apparatus reside. Thus, three themes can be identified here, and they are the administrative autonomy theme, the administrative financial theme, the administrative flux theme. Administrative autonomy theme. Basically, the argument of administrative autonomy theme is in the change of the function of the state in its role as an apparatus, which often results in civil servants exercising administrative autonomy in order to establish and boost their legitimacy. Administrative financial theme. The administrative financial theme focuses on the implemental nature of the designing and changing or revising state function. According to this theme, the previous function serves as the basis of the present function, which in turn serves as pointer to future actions, with administrators reacting to and building to their historical experiences. The administrative flux. The argument here is that the action of the state are the outcome of historically contingent processes of the state structure as it has been constituted over time. Review of society-centered and state-centered approaches. The society-centered and state-centered approaches have their shortcomings. For instance, liberal society-centered tends to overlook the importance of class relations in the origin, configuration, and importance of the state. On the other hand, the society-centered theory, from the masses' perspective, also overlooked the importance of non-class social relations, such as gender, race, religion, and ethnicity, in setting the agenda of the state. In addition, both the liberal and Marxist perception tends to treat the state largely as derivative, thereby giving the state little room for independent action. On their part, state-centered perspective tends to under-theorize that sphere of influence which are outside of the state itself. They also failed to explain why it is the state itself, rather than other institutions, e.g., religion, that perform certain functions. For this reason, it has been suggested that we need to look at how the state relates, and this relational perspective makes two suggestions. 1. It suggests that the state cannot be abstracted from the society, since it is within the society that the state is constituted. 2. It goes on to add that the state is an entity with independent causal powers, able to shape the society through a diverse number of institutions. Summary. In this study session, we discussed the theory of the state as a function or apparatus. What the theory contributed was that the state came as a result of its roles, instruments, or mechanism for the maintenance of the society. Both the society-centered and state-centered theories tend to overlook the importance of class relations, such as gender, race, religion, and ethnicity, in setting the agenda of the state. For these reasons, therefore, it was suggested that the state cannot be abstracted from the society, since it is within the society that the state evolved, and that the state is an entity with independent causal powers capable of shaping the society through a diverse number of institutions. End of study session 3. Thanks for listening.